Good morning to everybody. My name is Basavaraj H.M., HOD, Department of History, Maharani's Arts College for Women, Mysore, University of Mysore. Today I will speak on sources of history of South India. History is a records of man's thoughts, deeds, and events of the past. In the other words, history is a quintessence of human wisdom. All the history is based upon sources, and there can be no history without sources. The study of history, the study of culture, the study of civilization is based upon sources. A number of sources are available to us in different forms. Sources are evidences left behind by man in his evolutionary march, which helps in the reconstruction of South Indian history and culture. From the sources, we get many informations about South Indian society, culture, civilization at various periods. These sources are reliable and so valuable for the reconstruction of South Indian history. Unfortunately, absence of historical evidences is the outstanding feature or dominating feature in the reconstruction of South Indian history as well as ancient history. Al-Biruni, the traveler of Arabia, visited India in 11th century AD. He was a contemporary of Ghazni Muhammad. He wrote a book called Tarikh-i-Hind or Tahrikh-i-Hind. In his book Tarikh-i-Hind, he has criticized about the Indians. According to Al-Biruni, the Hindus do not pay much attention towards the historical order of things. The Indians did not have historical awareness. The statement of Al-Biruni, the traveler of Arabia, is almost shared by Dr. Fleet, Professor Max Muller, the famous linguistic professor of Germany, and Wensong, the traveler of China. But the statement of Al-Biruni, Dr. Fleet, Wensong, and Max Muller is too narrow, because the Battle of Ten King has been mentioned in Rig Veda. Rig Veda shows our historical knowledge. The sources of South India may be divided into two categories. Namely, one is the literary sources and second one is archaeological sources. The literary sources may be divided into two divisions. Namely, first one, indigenous sources, and second one, foreign accounts. Among the Hindu religious textbooks, the Vedas are very important. The word Veda has been derived from Sanskrit word Vid. Veda means knowledge. According to foreign scholars, the Vedas are known as the earliest literary monuments of mankind. But unfortunately, the Vedas do not provide direct information about South Indian history, culture, and civilization. But some Vedas contains a little bit of historical information about South Indian history and culture. Among them, in that first one, Rig Veda. The word Dakshinapatha has been mentioned in Rig Veda. The earliest Aryan references to the Deccan are to be found in the Brahmanas and Aranyakas. According to Aitareya Brahmana, Vishwamitra had 50 sons. The 50 sons of Vishwamitra were driven out from Aryavarta and they settled in the southern part of India region, and they gradually became very popular in the names of Andhras, Pulindas, Sabaras, and Matibas. Aitareya Brahmana has mentions the Vedic Rishi Vishwamitra condemning his 50 sons to an excommunicated like behind Aryavarta in the south and referring to them as the Dasyus, an expression which includes in the name of Andhras, Pulindas, Sabaras and Matibas. Aitareya Brahmana speaks of the Cheras as the Cherapada. Another important historical evidence to relate to the history of South India is that Dharma Shastra. Dharma Shastra was written by Bodhayana. Dharma Shastra Bodhayana refers to different social and religious practices of Sadharans. Another outstanding or remarkable historical document to rewrite the history of South India is that Ramayana. Ramayana was written by Valmiki. It was written in Sanskrit languages. It is known as Adikavya. Ramayana contains 24,000 verses or slokas divided into 7 kandas. Ramayana tells us about the battle between Rama and Ravana of Sri Lanka. Ramayana throws light upon South Indian culture, topography of South India, and Lanka civilization. According to Ramayana of Valmiki, Rama, the son of Dasaratha, went towards South India and made Dandakaranya as his new home. Rama took help from Sugriva and Hanuman. Ramayana tells us about Banavasi or Vaijayanti, Kiskinda and Maisika, Maisamandala or Mysuru. Ramayana tells us about Parasurama. According to Ramayana, Parasurama created Kerala or Kerala Nadu. Even today, Parasurama is deemed by Keralites as the father of this national identity. Another outstanding or remarkable evidence to relate to the history of South India is that Mahabharata. Like Vedas, Mahabharata do not provide direct information about South Indian history, culture and civilization. But Sabha Parva of Mahabharata throws light on some monarchs of South India. According to Sabha Parva, Cholas and Cheras played a remarkable role in the battle of Kurukshetra. Udayan General Chera encouraged for the both armies of Pandavas and Kauravas. Sabha Parva of Mahabharata tells us about Sagara Dwaja Pandya. It tells us about Hanagal and Chitrangade of Manipura of Chamarajanagar district. Another outstanding historical document to relate to the history of South India is that Puranas. All the Puranas were written in Sanskrit languages. Puranas were given historical importance or significance by E. Pargitar, the famous historian of England. There are 18 Puranas in number. All the Puranas have been written in future tense. Out of 18 Puranas, only Matsya Purana, Vayu Purana, Vishnu Purana and Garuda Purana throws light upon lineage of Satavahanas. According to Matsya Purana, more than 30 rulers of Satavahana dynasty ruled Satavahana Empire for about 450 years. According to Puranas, the Satavahanas were called Andhras and Andhra Brithus. Another important historical book to relate to the history of South India is that Arthashastra. Arthashastra was written by Kautilya or Chanakya. It was composed in between 325 to 296. Arthashastra of Kautilya contains 600 verses or slokas. It has 15 chapters. It is known as Danda Samhita or Danda Samhita. Arthashastra throws light on pearl fisheries of Pandya kingdom, and also it gives us valuable information about Brahmadhana or Brahmadeya of South India, economic prosperity of South India, trade progress of South India, highways of South India, mines of South India, cotton cloths of South India, precious things of South India. Another important historical evidence to relate to the history of South India is that Ashtadhyayi of Panini. Ashtadhyayi was written by Panini. Panini was a Sanskrit grammarian. Panini, the Sanskrit grammarian, does not seem to know South India, but he has mentioned Kalinga and some states of Narmada River Valley. Another important historical evidence to relate to the history of South India is that Kalpasutra. Kalpasutra was written by Bhadrabahu. According to Kalpasutra, Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of Mauryan Empire, left North India and came to South India. He settled at Sravanabelagula and attained moksha. Another important historical evidence to relate to the history of South India is that Kamasutra of Vatsayana and Brihat Samhita of Varahamihira. Both Kamasutra and Brihat Samhita throws light on Banavasi or Vaijayanti, Kuntala and Maisika, Maisamandala or Mysore. Another important historical evidence to relate to the history of South India is that Murchakatika. Murchakatika was written by Sutraka. Murchakatika gives us valuable information about Karnataka. In the next class, now let us discuss about Sangam literature. This is the first part of sources of history of South India. Thank you.